Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and wait a minute, this isn't my normal character. So, about that, let's go ahead and log in here. Today is June 5th, 2024, and we need to talk about this first, although let's see if we're gonna get like an opening cutscene on all this here, because Chapter 7 is releasing, and oh no, the servers are getting clogged! Oh, this is problematic. Here we go. As soon as we can, we're gonna head out into the field to talk about that first, and then we'll actually get into the story here. But I hope everyone is doing well today. It's been a while, and hey, Wolfric. Let me move you up there since you're actually covering my chat here. Oh dear, is this not even loading in? Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah, we're going straight into a cutscene, so I'm glad I did this.
Do you read me?
Oh yeah.
We've discovered a new teleport point while exploring Lucille. It leads outside of Lucille to what we believe may be some kind of resurgent arc space. Even the Lucilleans were unaware of its existence. A small elite squad of Arcs defenders will explore the site. Your presence on the research team has been requested. This will be a challenging assignment. Please head out as soon as you are ready. Thank you as always.
Alright, Nameless City Residential District Investigation. In the Nameless City Residential District Investigation, the objective is for each party to freely explore the residential district and until the time limit has been reached. Various rewards can be obtained by collecting exploration points while investigating and unlocking special chests. This can be accepted from Nameless City Exploration at the quest counter. Okay.
Sorry to bug you, but could you come see me in the command room?
Okay.
It's kind of urgent. I'll fill you in when you get here.
Alright.
See you soon.
Chapter 7 of the main story will begin once you've completed the task, An Urgent Message from Ilma. Once you've begun Chapter 7, all side tasks for the side stories that have been that are incomplete will be treated as completed, and many episodes that haven't been viewed will be treated as viewed. Okay. Incomplete story quests and mini episodes that are yet to be viewed can be accessed from the quest counter. Rewards for incomplete story quests can be obtained by accepting and completing them from the quest counter. Okay, and this is probably all the stuff from the Alliance. Okay. Alright, let's step outside the city real quick here. So, yeah, about my new look here. So, I wanted to get a change from... My goodness, this whole area is so busy already. Let's head up to Halphia Lake. That'll probably be better. Yeah, I saw as the cutscene was starting. Yeah, Rooks, they just dropped it right in. Okay, so let's move away from the Ryuker device so we don't have that constant buzzing. Alright, so I wanted to get a change of outfit here, given how I guess things had been going. It just felt like it had been time, because I had been using that the old wild look here. This one, I believe. Oh, it's not even popping? Actually, that's probably because I don't have the cast base in my inventory right now. But yeah, I basically wanted to change things and just go with a new look, and so here I am. So it uses one of the new N cast sets, but as you can see, it also uses a different head part. Really, it's an accessory on top of a different head that just seemed to fit it best. And then I've got some wings back here, although I don't know if I'm going to keep those as is. I'm not sure if they're actually working yet or not. But the other thing, and I hope this works. Yep, the derby still fits. Except in this case, I've actually jammed even more horns on into it now. So, at least it's not going to go flying off or anything like that. Alright, that done, let's head back into Central City. Let's go ahead and talk to Ilma. Oh, and the other thing I do want to kind of do before we get started here is I want to kind of level set with all of you kind of where I am with the story. So, a lot of you probably already know that I have concerns with, you know, how things are with Zeffetto. Specifically, I don't believe that he's dead. I don't believe really much of anything that he's said to us at this point, given the evidence that we've seen here. You know, between the Starless and the dolls not fighting, the fact that there are fish living outside the barriers when it's supposed to be inhospitable to life out there, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Plus, like Zeffetto getting through with their explanation, and then suddenly the Starless attack a whole year early. That was really convenient timing. And then there's the whole Kavaris thing, whereby if you're running up to, as you're running up to Zeffetto's room, Kavaris is covered in snow, but keep in mind, Kavaris didn't look like that originally. Now, granted, I believe I also said at some point in, like, Discord or something like that, that maybe they had to do testing on that first, but it's definitely not how things looked originally in Kavaris, so that's another little thing. And then the other thing is, as far as I'm concerned, the only reason Zeffetto's even interested in us now is because, you know, of the photon potential that we have, when originally all that was supposed to happen was 909 and Dark Falls were supposed to fight in Alio Town. And, you know, we basically ran away from that battle. And the only reason we survived along with Aina and Manon is because Manon actually stepped in front of us and shielded us from Dark Falls' blast. If she hadn't done that, I mean, Zeffetto probably would have moved on to like a 910 or something like that. So, I don't know. Well, that's kind of where I am. I basically don't believe anything he said at this point, so let's just go ahead and get into the story now, and let's see what's actually going on. There's a chance we might actually have to... Hello, Cardmaster? Hey, sorry, I'm a little busy at the moment. Let's talk later.
Goodbye.
So this must be for that line strike thing that's coming up.
Hello?
But yeah, there's a chance we might have to do the exploration mission first, before we can really proceed with the story, but let's see.
Thanks for coming.
So we were shown in the preview that this was that Faria had a glowing eye. I'm just going to go ahead and say Zeffetto. What's going on with Faria?
We were just chatting with her when all of a sudden something changed. Out of the blue, she told us that she wanted the three of you here.
You have arrived. I am Zephetto. Allow me to borrow this body for a moment.
Got it.
Zephetto?
What's going on?
I need you to listen to what I have to say. I
Why?
am unable to move from my current location. I doubt that I'll be able to extricate myself from this situation on my own. Therefore, you three, I will need your help to get out of here. I'll send you the location now.
Wait a minute. Is it really you?
It is.
What happened after we fought in Lucille? And what do you mean you can't move?
Aina
And
asking the
also,
questions.
How are you doing this to Feria?
I have the ability to control Feria's nervous system to some extent.
Not Manon?
Control her? Oh, but she's still conscious throughout. Isn't that right, Feria? Say hello. Yes, I'm here, Zephetto.
I guess that's a relief.
I'll answer the rest of your questions once we are face to face. I've just reminded Feria how to get here. Manon, Feria, Aina, and you, 909. I want just the four of you. I'll be waiting.
Zephetto?
Zephetto is no longer present inside my mind.
It's always a one-sided conversation with him.
You okay, Feria? Everything feel alright?
Yes, I'm fine.
That's good.
So, does he really get to call the shots? I mean, Aina needs to be training the new recruits. Why can't we have Glenn come along instead? Just a thought. I guess this means he's still alive, although, you know, I've been saying that for months.
It's just like him to reappear like this.
That was Zephetto. He would take over another person's body just to communicate? No. This is no time to sit around stunned. Let's compose ourselves and take a look at the situation.
Good call.
Interesting. And that's where Zephetto is?
So he says.
Yeah, well, Frick, I agree, because there's also evidence that he may not actually be a cast. And this is just my own conjecture, and if you look back in some of the things I've said on Discord recently, you'll know this. And I think I might have posted it on Twitter as well. In fact, I know I said it on Daedon's Arcs recently. So, we appear to be heading towards the name Sodam here. Specifically, if you look at Solus, the first two letters of that are S-O, Dalian are D-A. There's a missing M there. And the thing is, I came up with the word monologue. And who has monologued to us before but Zephetto? So, yeah, I still don't trust the guy here. So, I guess we'll see how things play out. Is this the place you discovered recently?
Yes, the one we found in Lucille. We've been referring to it as the Nameless City.
Zephetto should be in the lower level.
And I imagine you know just how to get there, Feria.
Yes. I can take you there now if you would like.
But why would he ask for just the four of them?
I couldn't say for certain, but we do know they've all met him face to face.
Party size
Meaning he has
restrictions?
some connection to each of them. Or at least, that's my guess.
I've been so curious about that place since we found it. I wish I could go with them.
You must not.
Huh?
You have an important role to play in completing the weapon.
What weapon?
Well, it's still too early to get excited, but I've been working on a little something to fight the Starless with. Feria and the others have been helping out.
If we both go, development will come to a complete halt.
I guess you're right. I'll stay right here and keep working. But you better promise to let me know if you see any cool new tech in there. Okay?
Of course I will.
You two make quite the pair. You know that?
Well, they clearly hit it off while I was working on my Halpha investigation.
In any case, it's clear that he just wants the four of you. I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve. But without more information, all we can do is just play along. It's going to be risky. Do you think you're up for it?
Again, I would have said, let's grab Glenn, and then, hey, also, where's Dozer in all this? Alright, Rooks, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, we'll catch up after you're done then. We don't have a choice.
Yeah. Count me in.
Me too.
Thank you. I have a lot of questions I'd like to ask Zephetto myself. Not sure I'd ever stop if I started. Just be careful out there.
Alright, move out.
Alright, so... where exactly are we heading? Oh, right here. Okay. You know what? Before we do this, let me go ahead and grab my buffs for now. Probably not going to need the bottom two there. And let's head back to Central. And then we'll grab our food buff. I guess it really doesn't matter what I bring, so... I'll go straight potency.
We won't be able to come back for a while. Are you ready?
Oh yeah. So, at Zephetto's request, the heroes escort Faria to the Nameless City.
Ready to go. Hmm? Where's Feria?
She's over there.
Feria! Wait, what the?
Crawford said that I should be prepared, in case we have to fight.
That makes sense. But, wow.
I would say the tie is probably going to get in your eyes if you're fighting, but... you look good.
You're too kind.
So, I was curious. How did it feel when Zephetto was controlling you?
I'm not sure how to describe it. It felt something like an out-of-body experience. Like I was watching myself from outside.
What's up, Manon?
But why Feria?
Huh?
I mean, why did he choose to communicate with us through her?
I believe it is because I am Zephetto's backup.
His backup? But aren't you...
Hmm?
Correct. I am your backup. And apparently, I am also Zephedo's backup.
How are you so sure?
I was simply made aware of it when Zephedo's consciousness entered mine.
And so you're around in case anything should happen to him. Of course.
So, out-of-body experience, I suspect the same thing is what was happening, or rather what it felt like when Risa and Harriet were having the same thing happen, but I don't know. Something still feels off about all this. Like, if they were his backup, why didn't anything happen throughout chapter 6 then? I mean, okay, granted, we know about the situation that happened with Sega. They basically had to redo the whole story, or not the whole story, but all their plans went out the window. They had to redo things. That's why chapter 6 lasted a year, and why it was basically just filler. So, I guess let's just put that to the side for now. You tell us if anything was off, right?
Yes, but I appreciate your concern. Thank you so much.
So are those dark photons I'm seeing there?
Wow, these buildings just go on forever. Every single one of them must have been full of people, right?
Yeah.
What was this place exactly? It was once the center of Resurgent Arc's activity. This was the largest of its residential districts. And all of its other various districts branch out from here. That includes the underground facilities as well.
Did Zephedo tell you that too?
Yes, but in a fragmented way. How did we manage to overlook a place as huge as this? Because it's not actually on Alpha.
Oh. So, before that, first question, you said it was once. So, where is everyone right now? And, okay, to this question, how far are we from Alpha?
I do not know the exact location, but I know we are in orbital space above Alpha. What do you mean, space?
What she means is that where we are right now is way up high among the stars we see when we look up into the night sky from Alpha.
Huh?
But teleporters can only take us so far, so we can't be that far away, right?
Correct.
Still, one would think that Lucille's vast array of sensors would have detected it. Unless the exterior is being cloaked somehow to avoid detection. But why?
Do you have any idea what they're talking about?
I kind of do, but we'd have to go back to the map of the local star chart that Crawford has. I can't believe I'm bringing that thing into this. In the upper right corner of the thing, there's a planet with a space station right next to it. Initially, I thought it was Lucille, but maybe it's this place instead. Come to think of it, isn't this place, and this might go back to what was said to us in Mertem, about there being a space station. I think maybe it was Dozer that said it, that there was something above Lucille. Matoy!
What is
Or
it?
Someone. That was...
That was what?
on, you two?
Nothing important. As you were saying?
Oh, right. Zevetto designed this place to be undetectable. Not just by people on Halpha, but by us too.
Which must mean he was hiding something, right?
Right. Or at least, I assume so. Feria, do you happen to know anything about where we're going?
No. The only thing I know for certain is how to get to where Zevetto is. There is a simple map in my mind, but no details at all besides that.
Of course.
He wouldn't be leading us into a trap, right?
Your guess is as good as mine.
At least they're thinking.
But I think it's safe to say that we should be prepared for any eventuality.
Good call.
So... that might be a soft confirmation.
It would seem there's enemy readings ahead.
A soft confirmation that if we're not the original character from base PSO2, that we might at least have their memories, potentially. Or, I suppose the other possibility is we used to be here in this nameless city, and then, at some point, returned into 909? I'm gonna stick with the first idea, at least until we know more here.
Seems so.
Trial start.
Enemies. Formers. They were designed to replicate enemies that Arcs fought in the past. I understand the majority of them are genetically modified versions of existing species.
And Zevetto modified them?
Correct.
We were only involved in Arcs and Dolls research, so we never came across information that wouldn't pertain to one of those two things.
Success.
So that's the Tames, but what's the story with the altars then?
Trial start.
Were created using the modified genetic code of Formers. There were several prototypes that were tested, with the final version being the largest. Then, they suddenly mutated and acquired powerful abilities.
I said Tames before, I meant Formers.
Success.
Okay, so then the Tames were intentionally modified by Resurgent Arcs then. Okay, got it.
Trial
You're
start.
giving us a lot of detail.
There's not much more to say about them.
We absolutely have to find some way to halt their production. Another piece of info to get out of Zevetto.
Success.
Dark Ragna, or Ruined Ragna.
Ruinous. Most of them are replicas of Spawn, Ark's ancient enemy. However, we were never able to locate a complete version of their genome. So
Probably a good
I
thing.
don't know how accurate these replicas actually are.
Spawn.
Trial start.
I mean, if they had actually reproduced them, then, you know, we would have had... They would have been infecting things and all that sort of stuff. Would not be good.
Success.
I think we got them all. Let's keep moving.
So Feria is a launcher user, it looks like.
believe there's really nobody here. Everyone left for Halpha in order to proceed with the experiment. The city's functions have been dormant for a long time. But some of them seem to have started up again in the very moment we set foot in here.
Then, what's with all the enemies?
They're likely the intruder defense system, though some may be malfunctioning training programs.
More training, huh? Is there some way to stop them?
Only Zephedo has the top-level security clearance required to do so.
But you're his
Though
backup.
I am unsure why he has not disabled them.
Do you know when they stopped using this place?
No, that has not been revealed to me.
I simply can't imagine everyone in this huge city left for Halpha and Lucille.
I have no information on that subject.
It seems as though Zephedo only reveals what's convenient for him.
Why don't we just ask him what we want to know? We'll see him soon enough, right?
True. Let's do that.
Part of this track sounds like it comes from Phantasy Star Universe, but I can't place it.
Wait, I know this song.
I believe you call it the Song of Morning.
Why is it?
It would play at the same exact time every day when I was in Lucille. I don't know why, but I have the feeling we played it for the same reason that it's sung in Retem. I remember that Zephedo mentioned that many lives were lost in the war against the Starless. I have to imagine that the song was played in mourning for them. Perhaps it was played in Lucille so we would never forget. Do you have any insights into the song, Feria?
I do not. No. However, I think you are probably correct.
So, this song was played both here and in Lucille. Maybe it's Zephedo's way of expressing his emotions.
Trial start.
Yeah, so I have been thinking for a while that that Song of Mourning was not a creation of Retem. Nice to know that it actually kind of falls in line with what I was thinking, that it was more representation of the
Success.
the war with the Starless, although granted, now my own thoughts about what's happening here are starting to fall apart because of that, but, well, let's press on.
Trial start.
We'll be able to get a better look around the city once we're done with the story. Right now, we're kind of sectioned off here.
Success.
But I think this at least says east here. Or is it west? Because this is west, if I look at the minimap. Huh.
Our objective is just up ahead.
Then let's clear these guys out first.
Trial start.
Looks like that's the last target there.
Success.
Let's proceed.
Wolfric, I don't know that song at all.
Can we really go down from here?
Yes.
This looks like Lucille.
What is this?
It's just like Lucille.
No. On the contrary. Lucille's design was based on this facility.
Feria. No, Zeffetto.
Follow me.
I've seen this place before, too. What are these?
The third generation ARC's production facility.
Is this where Meteorn come from?
It is. Allow me to tell you all about the ideal toward which we have been striving. ARCs. ARCs is a mighty force that made a name for itself in the major war 1,000 years ago. It was through their efforts that the war was brought to an end. Their victory ushered in a long period of peace. Such an era had no need for a powerful fighting force, and ARCs was, in time, forgotten. However, it was the emergence of the Starless that made them relevant once more. We believed that we needed the same power as this ancient force in order to counter the external threat. Unfortunately, much of their history and knowledge was lost to the sands of time. All we were able to gather was some battle logs and genetic code here and there. One particularly valuable piece of genetic code came from an ARCS member in cold sleep.
Cold sleep?
Are you saying you found one of these ancient warriors in a suspended state?
Yes. However, I regret to say we never ended up learning much about them.
What does that mean?
We couldn't start the thawing process. They were too heavily protected. So we put waking them aside and focused our efforts on more accessible things. Initially, we started by looking for photon-related genes in the genetic code we recovered. And we developed simulations based on the combat data we had available. So began our long, long experiment. The culmination of which is you, 909.
We get the idea. We have some questions.
Proceed.
What happened to all the people in the city?
Resurgent ARC started out with roughly 100,000 members. Nearly all of them were based out of here. The finest minds all working towards Ark's grand reconstruction. At the time, we referred to the new Arks as the first generation. There was one major difference between the first and subsequent generations. We spliced the old genetic material directly into the first experiment subjects.
You did what? Introducing a large amount of photonic code into the average person's body would...
Exactly. The average mind and body cannot handle the sudden influx. Their bodies rejected it, and most died. Even those who survived suffered changes that left them physically or mentally unfit to continue. A philosophical rift began to grow among the research staff. Vicious arguments would break out, even erupting into violence on several occasions. Resistance grew. In the end, we were left with only 1/10 of our original staff. And half of those were lost to accidents during our experiments. But those who remained continued onward and began to construct Halpha. Their goal was to enhance those in the first generation that had adapted to the genetic code. I myself am a member of that first generation. My ability to transfer my consciousness was one of the things revealed during those experiments. Therefore, I've inhabited many different hosts over the years. I have continued my work of preparing for the Starless, still aware of the threat they pose.
Where have we heard that before? Apprentice?
As the last surviving member of Resurgent Arcs.
You're the last one?
There is something else I'd like to show you.
Zeffetto, you're monologuing.
What exactly is this?
The test subject inside of this pod is identification number 909.
What?
"909. Who are you, exactly? An error occurred when transcribing your genetic code to the fourth clone. The data did not match number 909's. 909 is in here, and yet here you are in front of us. Remember when I told you about the ARCS member in Cold Sleep? There, in the course of developing our new ARCS, we made sure to be meticulously cautious regarding maintenance of their housing equipment. However, much of it came under attack during the conflicts over our research methods, and was destroyed. Or so I thought. If you could be...
I woke up just before descending to Halpha.
You don't seem to be lying.
Convenient timing again, huh?
We appear to have caught the attention of the Starless. Our destination is just ahead. Destroy them.
There's still a lot more I need you to explain.
Focus on killing these first.
Understood.
Trial start.
Well, they're going down relatively quickly. Ah, Zelvin, haven't seen you since the duel.
Success.
That should be the last of them.
Onward.
Is this where we'll find your, body?
No. Inside of here is the fourth clone host. We've uploaded the required battle data, but its soul has yet to be implanted.
This can't be real. Are you subjecting us to yet another one of your experiments?
No, I am not. The truth is, I lost my body in my last fight.
Huh?
The Starless Vanguard that attacked after we all fought. I did manage to defeat it, but my body sustained irreparable damage in the process. So, I used my ability to transfer my consciousness over to Feria.
So, are you saying you've been inside Feria's mind ever since?
Correct.
And all this time, you've been plotting how you might lead us here.
Yes.
So you're gonna take that body then.
What is it that you want?
To transfer my soul into this clone.
And go right back to leading resurgent arcs, I take it.
I want to bring the war against the Starless to an end. This fourth clone incorporates lessons learned from 909's field performance. It has the data from every single battle you've ever been in. An Ark's defender to surpass all others.
How can you be sure?
I can't until I try it out.
Then maybe we need more data first.
I don't have time. I can't sustain myself in this body for much longer. My consciousness needs a permanent host.
I can't.
Feria, you know the process, right? I do. Then let's start.
How is this even possible?
Yes. Excellent.
Starless!
How persistent.
It's interesting how this is all playing out. Ratchet, they look dead inside because they don't have a soul inhabiting the body right now. Zephedo is trying to get his soul into there at this moment. And it's curious that they say that they found the cold sleep pod, but not much else. That's because that thing was like, you know, inside of an Oracle ship. So I'm really curious about that whole thing. I doubt we would have just simply been injected into space or something like that. But, yeah, I guess we'll see how this all plays out in just a moment here. I'll buy some time.
Understood.
Been a while since we all fought together.
Yeah, it sure has.
We don't even know if Edola is canon anymore, to be honest.
Trial start.
If you didn't know, the art book that was supposed to come out got cancelled. So they may have completely dropped Edola.
They're still coming. Stay focused.
Oh, you're new. Wow, these guys are slow to attack.
That Starless is...
Looks tough, but I'm sure we got this.
Trial start.
Valvillain Axe. Okay. Here we go. You're attacking a bit quicker.
Success.
That takes care of that.
Let's go check on those two.
Good idea.
Looks like it worked.
Ah, yes. This will do. This should be enough power to defeat him.
Defeat who?
The powerful Dark Falls class Starless that appeared 500 years ago. The one that consumed more planets and snuffed out more lives than any other.
Observation Group ARCs?
I lost consciousness for quite a long time. When I came to, absolutely nothing was left. My home planet was gone. All of my loved ones. Even the Starless themselves had vanished without a trace. My entire world was reduced to absolutely nothing. All I could do was stand there in complete shock. At long last, I can finally avenge that loss. And now, Resurgent Ark's mission can truly be fulfilled.
Can that body actually handle it?
Are we finished?
Even
Yeah.
the error?
Very well, then. What? No. No. Fine. Well played.
What's going on?
He's a Starless.
I know.
Or rather, he's been infected.
What the? Zephedo! What's happening? Hello?
Get away from there.
But... Furia!
Zephedo's still in there.
Are you okay?
Yes.
We still have so many questions. This is playing out almost exactly the same as last time.
Sefeto, and we still didn't get any answers.
We need to tell everyone back home what happened here.
Whoops, we went back in time. All right, let's go check in at the command room.
It's good to see you back. But no trace of Sefeto, it seems. I have a few questions about what happened. So, Sefeto's consciousness was implanted into that fourth clone. So his body was hijacked by something.
Wow. The roller coaster never seems to end, does it? What sort of twist is around the next bend?
And now we don't even have Sefeto around to give us any answers.
Anything Faria can
I
say?
can't talk long.
Huh?
I can tell you about the something in question.
Is that you, Sefeto?
Yes. Its name is Vile. Dark Falls class Starless hold dominion over vast numbers of other Starless. And among the Dark Falls class Starless, Vile, preeminent. You can think of Vile as something like their Emperor. It won't be long before he consumes my soul entirely. I transferred a portion of it to Feria before that could happen. My fusion with Vile has finally revealed the truth
of the Starless to me. They are insatiably hungry. They scour the ends of the universe in search of photons to devour. They were so utterly ravenous that even the most minute photon emission was enough to summon them 500 years ago. They devoured everything they could. But they realized something. That no matter how much they consumed, they were still starved of photons. And that the Ark's members of 1,000 years ago were vastly more filling in terms of photon content. So Vile decided to simply wait. He reasoned that his prey would eventually develop more power and more photons. Vile then issued an order to all Starless. The Starless forces immediately halted their attack and disappeared from our realm back into space-time. As for Vile, although ostensibly his enemy, he hid himself inside of me. Now I know that this ability to transfer my consciousness is something I received from Vile. But oblivious to that, I proceeded with my experiments to resurrect Arcs, convinced it was my destiny. Resurrecting Arcs to combat the Starless. My prediction that they would return cyclically every 500 years. Looking back, I'm not sure how many of those ideas were actually planted by Vile. However, one thing that I am entirely certain of is that my hatred of the Starless is my own. Perhaps it doesn't matter. Ultimately, I was still being used as their puppet.
I have thoughts, but let's let the rest of the scene play out first. We already know they're after photons, so what's their next move?
Right now, this is where the beings with the highest photon sensitivity are gathered. Right here. Which means there is no doubt he's coming.
So these arcs are cattle.
He grows stronger in space-time even now. He'll complete his transformation to his final form using the fourth clone as a host. Then, it won't be long before he joins you here. Vile's power is immense. However, you need not despair. You are the strongest Ark's defender there is, 909. Or should I say, Guardian, you are even more powerful now than when we fought. And your own progress has lifted up all of your friends and made them stronger as well. You are all Ark's Defenders Prime. I have no doubt that your combined might can defeat Vile. Now my time has come.
Zephedo.
What is it, Aina?
Thank you.
I am not entirely sure you have anything to thank me for.
Well, it's true that you've caused us an incredible amount of pain. You've done unconscionable things. But if you hadn't, we wouldn't be able to take on our real enemy right now. And I am grateful for that. I shouldn't, but I do forgive you.
I know.
People of Halpha, I am truly, truly sorry.
Is there anything else you can tell
just
us?
One final request. Take care of your world.
Zephedo's consciousness is no longer present inside my mind.
One last long speech followed by a dramatic exit. Selfish to the end, wasn't he? The selfish general of resurgent arcs. Alone to the bitter end.
I don't even know what to say. What a staggering turn of events. For all Zephedo told us, there's so much more I was hoping to learn. And who knows, with time, we might have even been able to reconcile somehow.
Yeah. Well, we can't just mope around. We better start getting ready for our biggest fight ever.
Ilma? About that.
What's up?
Zephedo left something of a parting gift for us.
A parting gift?
Do you remember that issue with the weapon that we just couldn't seem to figure out ourselves?
How could I forget? I mean, I've only been losing sleep over it for the past couple weeks.
Well, Zephedo reminded me how to get past it before he left.
Seriously?
I'll show you. This goes here. Then connect these two, and...
Wait, slow down. No, but then this one would...
No, because remember, there's...
What? Wait, that can't be right. That is right! Why didn't I ever notice that before? Duh!
If nothing else, Zephedo was an exceptional engineer.
Yes! Now we can finally finish it! Hey, you just wait. We're gonna make a little something that'll smash this vile jerk.
Okay. So it looks like that's the end of Chapter 7, at least as it is right now. We don't know if there's going to be a Part 2 to this. Before I completely say that, let me teleport to the different regions just to see if there are any mini-episodes waiting for us. Okay, nothing in Retem. And Wolfric, yeah, it definitely did sort of sound like he was handing things off to us for real this time. Although, I guess we'll see. Nothing in Stia. And nothing in Kavaris. Okay. Alright, so let's just kind of take a moment here to kind of take stock of what just happened here. So, at least in terms of the end of things, I agree, Shima Panzer. I agree it was quick. In fact, I've only been streaming for about an hour and 15 minutes so far here. But I would at least say, given how everyone was just waiting for things to happen here, that it was actually probably a good idea that Sega just blew all this all at the same time to just, really... just get a lot of this out of the way here to start. So, that's my first thing. Going back to what Zephedo said, though, about... Well, I guess first, let's kind of talk about his ability to move between bodies. So, I mentioned that was something that Apprentice was able to do before. And yes, if you think back to Euclita and everybody else, Rena, and everybody else that got infected by Apprentice over time, yeah, they basically were able to move their conscience around like that. Yeah, I would say Zephedo was kind of Luther-like. I would agree on that. But I guess this kind of leads into the other thing. So basically, the understanding that we have is, at least as of right now, everything has been wiped out. Again, we don't know if Zephedo put on another show for us or not here. But we'll see. At least at least I'm willing to give him a little bit more credit now than I had before, but at the same time, I'm still suspicious of some stuff here. But anyway, the important thing that they brought up was the fact that basically, Vile and the rest of the Starless basically consume photons, and yet they are never satisfied. And I'm curious what could be causing that, because we've sort of seen something like that before. Well, not here on this channel, but I am aware of another portion of things where, actually, it's kind of the reverse. It was actually, Fall Spawn Darker Energy that got, consumed. This is something that we're going to cover eventually on the channel, but if you have ever heard of the name Darknix before, they were, a group of people from the planet Urzmarut, and now we have to get into that whole thing. Urzmarut, so for those of you that don't know, Lillipins don't come from the planet Lillipa. They come from the planet Urzmarut. And Urzmarut was originally their home world, but they were forced off of it, basically. And they had been living in a satellite above the planet. The one that forced them off of Urzmarut goes by the name Dark Falls Hadaj. And Hadaj is a child of Elder. Wrap your head around that one. This is what I know of it, and the other thing I know is that the translation of Seasons 1, 2, and 3 of PSO2S is incomplete. So this is kind of secondhand information, and unfortunately when we get to the point where things are untranslated, I'm going to be dropping my commentary on those series just because I can't properly commentate at that point. But anyway, going back, the Darknix basically live off of the energy of the Fall Spawn. And what's happening with the Starless is effectively the reverse of that, where they consume photons. So this leaves us with a couple of options here in terms of how to fight them. Because if all that happens is they consume photons, then we have to find an alternate energy source to fight them. So, the first thing would be seeing if we can somehow get to planet Urzmarut and seeing if maybe they're able to help out with any Darknix that might be remaining. Granted, it's been 1,000 years, so who knows. Second option, and this was a series that got put on pause, so I don't know how it ends just yet. Aside from the fact that they eventually escaped the planet. But the Delta Valiant, specifically in Phantasy Star Nova, for some time, while they were on planet Machia, they were unable to use photons at all. And they had to start using Gran instead. So, those are the two potential options that we have to fight the Starless if all photonic weapons end up being useless against Vile. Granted, who knows where any of that information is at this point. This is all information that I know as a player of the series. It's nothing that that our characters know about, unfortunately. So that's kind of where things stand. And then, there's also the whole question of what's up with the Earth dimension? Where's Falling Ives? Because they're probably still alive at this point. We don't necessarily know about Shao or Sierra at this point now, given what we've learned here. Except for the fact that if Shao was more Dracolite-based than photon-based at this point, given that he had to go into the planet, one of the planets that made up Amduskia, then we'll there's a chance he might still be around then. And then, there's also Harkotan. They weren't directly using photons either. So we potentially still got options here to fight the Starless. It's just, will the characters in this story be able to learn that those things exist or not? And if not, then the last option that they have is to start fighting with non-photonic weapons. And, keep in mind, that was actually a thing back in base PSO2 as well, through Sarah, who was unable to use photons. So that's potentially also an option here. So we're definitely not without options to fight the Starless now that we have a better idea of what they are. Again, assuming Zeffetto isn't pulling the wool over our heads again here, and that wasn't a show that just happened here. So we'll have to see on that. But at least for the moment, I'm willing to at least take his word, but I gotta still think critically about this at the same time. That timing, once again, was a bit too, it was a bit too perfect there, that he learns who we are, that we are supposedly the Guardian from 1,000 years ago. And I think we can kind of take that as confirmed now, given that 909 was still in the pod there. So, I guess the other question is, if Zeffetto didn't launch us to Halpha, then who did? Like, I would highly doubt that Vio would have known about us. So, is it possible there's yet another remaining section of arcs that exists that kind of played their hand in this situation? I guess we'll find out soon enough here. Well, hopefully we'll find out. You can never really tell with this game. Was the last year worth it in terms of the filler that we got? Not really. I would have said, let's maybe do that chapter in like a 6-month period instead of a whole month, instead of a whole year rather, or maybe even like 3 or 4 months. This chapter 6 was just really, really slow, but this, at least, I guess the question now is, how quickly is Vile going to show up? Yeah, that's the real question here. So, and the other thing to keep in mind again is, Saddam, who I mentioned before, Solus, Dalian, and, well, Monologue, but I guess they haven't actually revealed themselves, or maybe they have. We'll see. We'll see on that. Yeah, we'll really have to see how this all plays out. If Vile is connected to Saddam in any way. Yeah, Shim, we do know that they basically had to completely retool the story. In fact, they said that in one of the headlines, I believe. And welcome back, Rooks. Yeah, this is curious how this is all playing out, and we don't know when the next chapter is coming out. The fact that this only lasted an hour tells me there might be a part 2 to Chapter 7, but I guess we'll have to see on that. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there, Rooks. Vio probably won't be next. I'd expect we're not going to see Vile for maybe at least 6 months here. Thank you for the name etymology there. Yeah, we'll have to see where this is all headed. If I had to take a guess at this point, yeah, I would say we're not going to see him for probably at least 6 months. Unless Sega actually did decide to step up the rate that they're putting these things out here, because gotta keep in mind, this game only has 2 more years in its production plan at this point. And given how it's performed, I highly doubt it's going to get another 5 after the fact. But whatever comes next in the story, you know, after Vile is defeated, we'll have to see. Alright, anyway, I want to actually head into the quest counter, and I want to take a better look around that city, now that we should be able to actually take a look around here. I'm just going to go into a private room here, just so that we can... why did block transfer fail? There we go. Alright, so yeah, we have 15 minutes in here. There are locked chests in the quests. Honestly, I'm not concerned about that. This message down here is talking about how this city is basically automated for the most part. Yeah, there are some errors that are happening. Trying to see if there's anything specific that we need to be aware of here, though. So we have what looks like a giant wall around this place. And then, of course, we have this ring, which apparently looks out into space. Apparently you can fall into the river. Ah, gotcha, Rooks. Huh. Arcs? What does that say there? Give me a moment, let me pull out the, I wish we could make a photo room here, because that would make this a whole lot easier. Okay, now leave me alone. Alright, so, PSO2... Font... Arcs, and then... I'm gonna say that's... R, and then... The character's kind of hard to make out. The way it's been scratched like that. I said, leave me alone. I'm trying to compare against the chart. And now here comes the rest of them. There, now will you leave me alone? Okay. Not sure what that character is. Let's look at the last one. So it's a Z that loops around. That's a B. So R something B. Or is that a D? Arcs R and D, maybe? Okay. Oh. Hang on. There we go. Alright, let's keep looking around. Oh, it's gonna be hard to make some of this stuff out. Let's see. So that one, the first one is... What is that character? Because it's not a P. The P is a different character. It doesn't have a straight line at the start. Let's see. Oh, actually, no. I think I was looking at a. Yeah, no, it doesn't look that way. This is... That character is... I don't see any characters that look like that. No, it is P. Okay, there we go. Okay. It is P, and then... H... A...
Trial start.
N... P-H-A-N. Might be a T. O... M. Phantom. And then... Not sure what that first character is. Second character is E, M. O. N. And then I can't make out the last character. E-M-O-N. Oh! D. D is the first character. Phantom Demon. Oh! Wasn't Demon like the internal name for Phantom before it came out? Like way back during episode 6? Huh. Interesting that they, No, it wasn't Demon, it was Villain. It was Villain. So no, what is Phantom Demon then? Huh. Alright.
Success.
There's a lot of stuff around here called Phantom Demon. Trying to see if there's anything else with text that we can see here. Oh, that's a good call out there, yeah. About Le Pass Demon. So, does that potentially bring Earth into this, then? Let's just kind of file that one away for now. Okay, what do we have here? So, bottom lines, I don't have much time left here. T... Y... P... E... Type A. Okay, and then... Top line... I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to get through all that, but... It starts R... E... C... Yeah, I'm not gonna have time, especially with these guys around. Let's put that to the side. We'll do that on the second trip. Oh, there's actually some kind of faded text here. Can't really get a stable shot of it though. this looks like the kind of like the vehicle that Traspo drives, although it's a little bit different than the one that that the Arcs have. Alright, so now are we just gonna get kicked out? Yes, we are. Apparently, we are being dropped in Stia. Oh, wait a minute. Can we make this a photo room?
Best of luck to you.
Holy crap, we actually can make it a photo room. Alright, that makes this a whole lot easier. Yeah, a lot of that text is faded.
We're about to hold a live concert in Return City. Invite all your friends and come join us.
I want to see if we can head for the Clarissa over there. Oh, okay. Then that takes care of that one. Then, Shima Panzer. Thank you. Okay, so it appears we are blocked from going to the Clarissa, and yeah, that makes sense with what they said previously. Alright, let's see if we can clear this up here. Yeah, I kinda was thinking the same thing there, yeah, Shima. But I mean, it would kind of make sense that some of the designs that we're seeing here ended up on Halpha. Alright, anyway, let's just get a little bit closer of a view on this here. Okay. So, REC O M REC OM Recum H. Let me start typing this down. Alright, REC OM H. And then what's the next character here? Looks like an I, but it's like so tight there. So IN L N T. That doesn't make sense. RECOMHINLNT? What does the next thing say here? That's gonna be CONSTR U G TION. Congrats, Rooks. Okay, I think I messed up with between the G and the C. Okay, so construction. Second word is construction, and then P A N E L. Panel. So maybe recommended construction panel? So is recommended the name of a panel then? Okay. It's a curious name, that's for certain. But I guess we'll have to see if Reckham Hinnett becomes a name anywhere else in the plot at some point. But this city is actually pretty large. Yeah. Okay, why can't I get to this part of the city? There were supposed to be, 2 sections open from the start. Oh yeah, Rooks, that was exciting news, that they finally, gave us confirmation on that. Alright, if we can't get into that portion of the city... There's another trick I could do here. It's the highest point I can. I can't land on this, can I? Nah, it doesn't look like it. Alright. Camera. Fix camera. Zoom. I don't see any words on any of these buildings here. Doesn't mean it's not there, it might just simply not be loading in. Yeah, that would make sense. There's another of those pipes like we have in Halfia Lake. Here's this thing again. Let's get a better view on this. There's a set of words on one of those panels at the bottom, but it's moving so quick that I'm not going to be able to translate that quickly. I'll have to look at that one later. I don't remember hearing about that at all, so... Oh, you know what? I never did translate these last two words here. The text of this has mostly been available for the last week or so, or no, not last week, but since Friday when they did the live stream. But like the last two words were not translated. So let me see if I can get that now here. Alright, so I-N... F-O-R-M-A-T-I-O-N, information... R-E-S... I think that's an A. N-N-I-N-G. Rescanning. Now let me see if I can find the original text here, so I can give you all the full translation. Okay. Got it. So, let me back this out. So, what this whole thing says is... Startup sequence successful. Automatically entered power saver mode. Environment support system. Morning environment data. Weather control normal. Temperature control normal. Maintenance bots. Unable to access bot information. Rescanning. Okay, so yeah, this definitely does confirm that most of the city is automated at this point here. But whatever bots were in place are, or rather, whatever this panel and a lot of the whole others in the city are connected to, apparently are unable to find what bots were here. And the bottom line there, artificial relic to keep species, aka ARCs. If I had to guess, they may have had dolls up here for testing. For the first generation, because we know that the first generation got wiped out by dolls. Granted, Zephetto likely was not amongst those on Halpha, since he would have been up in Lucille instead. That's Phantom Demon. Anything else here? Yeah, and then there's one other character there that I... Am I able to make that out? Hang on. Now that I'm up close. Demon... What would that character even be? So it comes in at an angle at the top there, and I'm trying to find a character that looks like that. I and J have that. And then W and X. But that doesn't look like a W and an X. It's not a 1. Yeah, this... whatever that scratched out character is, it doesn't seem to correspond to any characters that we know. I'm looking one last time here, but... yeah, nothing's really lining up here with what that character is. That's a shame. Alright. Oh, and as for what the 3 character is here on above it, that's gonna be P... E? Huh. Yeah, DGVR. I've at least got a bit more hype than, or feeling a bit more hype than I was before. We still don't have all the answers we need. But if we put our trust in what Zafetto said, at least we have some better answers now. I still don't know if I 100% trust him, though. This fountain is completely dried up here. Something's going on with the sky here. If we're above Halpha, where's Gyra? Wait a minute. This might be an artificial sky. And considering the day hasn't shifted, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. All right, let's see if there's anything we can glean about the Clarissa now. Well, obviously things are not 100% loading in here. Alright, there's more of those hexagons again. But we also got this line art here. There's some sort of building over there that's a pyramid. I wonder what's going on with these buildings here. Actually, I don't think these are buildings. These look like... Oh, crap, was I right? Did the Clarissa actually just crash into this place? don't really have a good angle from here to see the core. Let's head to the other side of the city. Hey, can I land on this? Nope. He knocked me out before I land. Yeah, that is true. I don't think I'm gonna be able to land on the top of those. Unless this will let me up there. Hello! Huh. I thought Matoy was the second Clarissa, though. Or rather, second Claire's Clays. And then Alma was the first. This thing definitely has an interesting effect on it. Yeah, and the reason I bring that up is because Matoy was able to talk to Shion. Yeah, very curious what's going on at the core there. Oh yeah, you can kind of see how it kind of smashed into things here.
Thank you for joining.
Like it like crashed right here, like at the top of this structure, whatever that is, whatever that dam is. So yeah, this was not originally here. So something is still going on. Possibly, yeah, it could be a Photon Soul crystal. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so then... Yeah, I think you're right. I think Alma didn't have a Clarissa then. We had a brief hint of Matoi. Okay, here's something else. Ace C.
The live concert is complete.
No, what is
Thank you
this?
for joining.
Let's see.
Emergency announcement. We have confirmed the presence of powerful dolls in the vicinity of the Stia region. All ARC's defenders, please prepare for deployment.
So this says... T... R... A... I... N... E-E? Trainee?
Emergency announcement. We have confirmed the presence of powerful dolls in the vicinity of the Stia region. All ARC's defenders, please prepare for deployment.
But as for the initials there... Yeah, they're so stylized that they don't actually look like any characters that we know. Yeah, I can't find anything that matches these. So they might be Earth symbols, at which point that would point me to either A or 4. I think we'll go with A, so ACA. So maybe there is some Earth involvement with Alpha. This appears to be some sort of hospital. You know, for several hundred years, these are not as overgrown as I would have thought. Yeah, I knew I'd seen that from somewhere before. It's Earth-like, but I don't know if this is actually Earth. Alright, and then... It's not entirely clear here, but... I wonder if that might be Lucille right there, if this is Alpha. Alright, Rooks, thanks for tuning in. Alright, let's take one last look over here just to see if there's anything here. Yeah, it's like 6:20 for me right now. You know, this building here, this might just be me, but it kind of feels like modern if we were talking like maybe like late 70s, early 80s modern. 1970s, early 1980s. We got some sort of thing hanging here. Maybe this is some sort of a stage? Like, where there's supposed to be concerts here? Nah, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all that we can glean from the town here. I'm not seeing anything else here, unfortunately. I'll just take one last quick scan, but then I think that'll be it. Also, who did this parking job? Yeah, I don't really see anything else here. This is, yeah, I think this is just like an industrial region. Well, over there is probably more residential. Alright, so the question now becomes, when do we go to the Clarissa? We're probably not going to get that answer for some time. But, hey. We've pretty much done all that we can here. At least, for the time being, in terms of, exploring what we've got in the new city. Alright. Let's get out of here. Yeah, hopefully it's next, and hopefully we're not waiting half a year to a year for it to come out. Alright, and then we got... Looks like there's some tasks here. Nameless City Exploration, Enemy Suppression. This is where you get the N-Augment Transfer Pass vouchers from. Why are you saying there are no tasks underway if you've got an explanation point for you? Hello? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. What? What other main thing am I missing? Is there something in the quest counter I need to look at? Wait, are those new scenes? Like, did I miss these? Okay. They say Chapter 6 on them, but I thought I got all these before.
Oh, hey there!
Here!
I don't often see you two together. Yeah, this sounds familiar.
I was called regarding Manon's inquest.
And I wanted to know every detail.
Don't worry, Manon and Feria are both just fine. Their quarters are a little cramped, but they're not being mistreated. The same goes for the others. The problem is...
Trouble getting the data together?
That's part of it. They all played a role at the seal, but each one had different responsibilities. And the data's inconsistent, so it's tough to present a comprehensive case. But what's even harder than that is trying to get on the same page with them. Like when we say, "Tell us about Lucille," or something, for example. They start going into detail about its construction and its specs and stuff like that. It's almost like trying to talk to a data mainframe or something.
Manon was like that at first, too. She'd just reply with the bare minimum. I remember my dad having a hard time with that.
For them, I guess, that's probably just their normal.
But Manon's different now.
Yeah, she is. We're essentially having Manon interpret for us at the moment. If we put in the effort, then maybe they'll do the same and come around. At least, I hope so. Oh, and, on that note, we've decided to start calling them Lysilans.
Lysilans?
Yeah, this really
They're
sounds
not our
familiar.
enemies anymore. Resurgent Arcs is just too loaded, you know? We had to change it.
Makes sense. Lysilan. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, did that at least clear it?
Attention
Okay,
all Arcs
yeah.
defenders. We are beginning a counter-offensive against dolls appearing in the Stia region.
Best of luck to
We
you.
request the participation of all Arcs defenders.
Then what about Zephedo?
What are you up to?
I was asking Crawford about Zephedo, and about what exactly he did on Helpha. We thought it might give us some sort of hint for dealing with the Starless.
We've pieced together a lot from what we've learned from the Lysilans. The main problem is that there's just so much data to sift through. It's 500 years worth, after all. And most...
Oops, I didn't think that was going to auto-progress. Has he really been active for that long?
The data really leaves no doubt. But one thing we've learned is that Zephedo wasn't always a caste.
Huh.
He made that change to extend his longevity for his experiments.
And that would have made sense. Except we don't know... Now that we know what we know, we don't know how many bodies he actually passed through.
That's some dedication.
Yes, he was entirely committed to his work. In the beginning, it looks like he did try to keep the Halpha experiments safe, but he wasn't getting the results he was looking for. When he developed the dolls, the experiments became something more like real warfare. A big turning point for that was when he introduced Dark Falls. It basically became survival of the fittest. Defenders who survived saw tremendous spikes in their photon power.
And so, that's why we were forced to fight against Dark Falls too.
I honestly could never forgive what Zephedo has done. But I can understand why he did it. As Aelio's leader, I understand doing whatever it takes. I feel the same about the people of Aelio. Of course, I would never take things as far as he did. I heard that he said his wish had been fulfilled. If that's true, it means we can beat the Starless. At least I hope so.
Okay, so now is anything new gonna open up here? Yeah, there's... What's with all these scenes?
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if the if that exclamation point goes away when I review all these here.
Oh, a most unusual place to meet.
I mean, it's possible they changed something about these scenes, and maybe that's why they got remarked here.
I was told that this plant resembles the one in the quad, so I requested Glenn's guidance. The similarities really are uncanny. Ilma was telling me something. According to the Lasilans, there are plants like this everywhere.
Everywhere?
I do not mean simply everywhere on our land, but beyond the sea.
The west coast of Aelio is constantly under attack. That's why Aelio Town was so essential. Maybe there's a plant somewhere out there.
It is quite possible. The Lasilans believe that many are no longer operational, but they do not know for certain. Nothing has changed in that regard.
Yeah,
No matter what the Lasilans tell us.
Which means
I
that
think
for
I'm gonna
now,
go ahead and skip through the rest of these, because I'm pretty sure we've seen all these.
Best of luck to you.
Let's go to a block that's not so busy here. I'm just gonna clear all these out here. And then hopefully this will either clear the clear that explanation point in the main task, or it'll introduce something else here.
Attention Ark's defenders! We are beginning a counter-offensive against the powerful enemies in the Ritem region. We request the participation of all Ark's defenders.
I just want to make sure I don't miss anything here, because this is happening.
Come back sometime.
His research?
Come back sometime.
Alright, I think this is the last one. Just to make sure there's nothing here in any of the earlier chapters. Okay, yeah, it's like all Chapter 6 got reset then. or at least the second half of Chapter 6 got reset. Okay, well that at least explains why that explanation point there is there then. Alright. And now it's gone. What a bug. Alright, I think that's probably a good point for us to close things out here. I'll say that, at least in terms of the story that we got, I am feeling a bit more hype. I'd say I want to see just a little bit more, but what we got here is at least a good step in the right direction. Since even the characters started asking a lot of the questions I was going to start asking. Again, I don't know if I fully believe everything that Zeffetto has said. He might still be putting on a show for us. But we'll have to see how this all plays out. Again, if I don't look at things critically here, then I'm not going to have the full understanding of the story that I want. But at the very least, yeah, the hype is starting to build again, and I guess let's see what July and August bring, because, you know, with this being a step in the right direction, I might want to consider thinking about coming back, but it's still a little early on that. I'll also say that, yeah, it's still a little too early, especially with how things got handled earlier, well, back in December. So, at least for the moment, I'm still going to be restricting to story stuff, but, you know, let's see. I guess that's really all I can say. I would love it if this game is finally starting to come out of its rut that it's been in for, like, the past 3 years. Aside from, you know, when we got the Zeffetto introduction. But, yeah, we gotta see what happens next here. We gotta make sure that the story isn't just gonna fall back into filler again for another 6 months to a year, and then suddenly Vile comes. That's really what I gotta see, and if things actually do turn around, then yeah, then at least at that point that I'll consider coming back. And keep in mind, if you've been a fan of this channel from like near the beginning, you would know this is not the first time I got mad at PSO2's story. I got mad at Shion when her thing sending us down the different timelines basically caused Elder to be revived. To me, at the time, that was absolutely stupid based on what we knew from other Phantasy Star games, but in hindsight, we know it was necessary. And then the whole thing with Luther on Omega, as well as our own character turning into a Dark Falls through the Dark Blast, that also sent me over the edge for a while. So this would not be the first time I got mad at the story and I just turned away from the game for a while. But in this case, I want to see more. I want to see more, that it's moving in the right direction, and that we're not going to be stuck just, you know, doing FOMO content for the next 6 months with nothing else really to show for it. So, let's see what Sega does, and we'll take it from there. But, with all that said, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time. And yeah, we got Line Strike coming. Yeah. We'll see what that's like.